Washington, Georgia, was first settled in 1773 by the Stephen Heard family from Virginia, initially under the name Heard's Fort. Established by colonist Stephen Heard, the settlement was located in Wilkes County, on land ceded by the Creek and Cherokee nations. In 1774, Heard's Fort became a significant outpost, and during the American Revolutionary War, it briefly served as the temporary state capital of Georgia from February 3, 1780, to early 1781. The town was laid out in 1780 and named in honor of General George Washington, making it one of the first U.S. communities to bear his name, a fact later confirmed by George Washington himself during his visit to Georgia in 1791. Incorporated in 1804, Washington became the county seat of Wilkes County, which was one of Georgia's 8 original counties, formed in 1777 and named for John Wilkes, a British supporter of the American colonists' cause. The early population grew rapidly, with many settlers of Scotch-Irish descent from North Carolina and Virginia, drawn by fertile land and economic opportunities. By 1790, over one-third of Georgia's population resided in Wilkes County, highlighting its early prominence. Role in the American Revolutionary War and the Battle of Kettle Creek, 1779. Washington played a pivotal role during the American Revolutionary War, particularly through the Battle of Kettle Creek, fought on February 14, 1779, approximately 11 miles from present-day Washington. This battle was a significant Patriot victory, led by figures like Elijah Clark, which disrupted British plans to recapture Georgia by defeating Loyalist forces. The victory at Kettle Creek helped break British control over Upper Georgia and bolstered Patriot morale. The area saw intense conflict between colonial patriots and Tories, Loyalists, from 1779 to 1780, cementing Wilkes County's importance in the war. The Kettle Creek battlefield is now a National Historic Landmark, open for educational tours and reenactments, preserving the legacy of this decisive engagement. Additionally, the town's early designation as Heard's Fort and its brief role as Georgia's state capital during the war underscore its strategic importance during the fight for independence. Civil War significance and the dissolution of the Confederacy, 1865. Washington is notably recognized as the location where the Confederacy officially dissolved, marking the effective end of the American Civil War. On May 5, 1865, Confederate President Jefferson Davis held the final cabinet meeting of the Confederacy in Washington at the Heard House, now the Georgia Branch Bank Building, with 14 officials present. This meeting, attended by Davis and his hand-picked escort, formalized the dissolution of the Confederate government. Washington is also linked to the legend of the lost Confederate gold, valued at approximately $100,000 in 1865, equivalent to about $4 million today, believed to be buried in the area. This mystery has captured public imagination, even inspiring a documentary by A&E. The city's role in this critical moment of Civil War history, combined with its preservation of sites like the Robert Toombs House, home of the Confederacy's first Secretary of State, underscores its significance as a hub of Confederate history. Antebellum architecture and historical preservation. Washington claims to have more antebellum homes per capita than any other city of its size in Georgia, a testament to its preservation of historical architecture. Spared from destruction during the Civil War, the city boasts over 70 well-preserved commercial buildings and homes in its downtown historic district, including antebellum, Victorian, and colonial styles. Key sites listed on the National Register of Historic Places include the Wilkes County Courthouse, the Robert Toombs House State Historic Site, built in 1797, the Washington Wilkes Historical Museum, a restored antebellum home with artifacts like George Washington's gravy boat and an Eli Whitney cotton gin, the Mary Willis Public Library, notable for its Victorian architecture and Tiffany-stained glass windows, the first free public library in Georgia, and the Fitzpatrick Hotel, built in 1898 and recently restored. These landmarks, along with the 3,000-acre Callaway Plantation, a historic restoration project 5 miles outside the city, highlight Washington's commitment to preserving its architectural and cultural heritage, making it a focal point for historical tourism. Economic and cultural development, 19th century to present. Washington's economy in the 19th century was rooted in agriculture, particularly after the invention of the cotton gin by Eli Whitney, who perfected his design at a plantation near Washington in 1795. Cotton became a dominant crop, supported by a slave-based economy, with the county also producing corn, wheat, and soybeans. The city's strategic location, roughly halfway between Athens and Augusta, facilitated trade and growth, with rivers like the Broad and Savannah enabling the transport of goods. In the 20th century, Washington transitioned to a more diversified economy, incorporating manufacturing, textiles, lumber and kaolin products, tourism, and agriculture. The 2004 renovation of the Fitzpatrick Hotel catalyzed downtown revitalization, and today, the city's vibrant historic district features shops, boutiques, galleries, and restaurants, blending Southern hospitality with modern amenities. Washington's infrastructure, including its water and sewer systems, broadband coverage, and proximity to major highways, U.S. Highway 1/Georgia Highway 17, supports its role as a regional hub for culture, arts, and business. Annual festivals, the Little River Water Trail, and historic sites like Fort Washington Park continue to draw visitors, while the city's population, recorded at 3,754 in 2020, reflects a diverse community with a rich historical legacy.